The Justice Department yesterday unsealing its 44-page federal indictment against Donald Trump, the DOJ hitting the former president with 37 felony charges, including 31 counts of willful retention of classified documents, which carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison for each count. Meanwhile, Trump remains the 2024 presidential frontrunner on the Republican side of the ticket. So what does that mean for next year's election? Jason Chaffetz is a Fox News contributor, the former House Oversight Committee chairman, and the author of a new book, The Puppeteers, the people who control America. And he joins me now. Jason, great to see you.
Hey, glad to be here.
So every time Donald Trump has been investigated or indicted to this point, his poll numbers have gone up. How do you suspect this plays in to a Republican primary? And let's play it out all the way. What if he's in the midst of a trial? What if he is actually in prison? What effect does this have on his ability to run for president?
I think Americans, it's ingrained in their DNA that when they feel like somebody's being picked on and unfairly treated, they rally behind him, whether it's a 6-year-old kid at a ball field or Donald Trump running for president. So it inures to his benefit because everybody knows it's an unequal application of justice. They've been trying to go after this guy for 7 years. Now they think they got him, and they don't.
Yeah, in fact, we have precedent. The Washington Examiner points this out about the idea, the hypothetical of President Trump running from prison. It's happened in the past with Eugene Debs. This is what is written in the Examiner. It said, there stands no barrier to running for president as a convicted felon or even behind a prison cell. As Eugene V. Debs did in 1920, he became the Socialist Party nominee while serving a 10-year federal sentence for urging people to avoid the World War I draft. He got 1 million votes in that election. But, Jason, what do you suspect? Again, do you suspect this will actually increase Trump's popularity in the Republican primary? Well,
he's been accused of a lot more in the past and indicted, and people rallied behind him. And he sucks all the oxygen out of the room. None of the other candidates can get any attention, and I think he'll do just fine. He's lapping people at this point, so show me some other evidence. But having these documents compared to what Hillary Clinton did, compared to what the IRS did, there's no comparison.
Well, meanwhile, this came down. I mean, this just got buried. This is the same day that the House Oversight lawmakers were allowed to view a document. This document claimed Joe Biden received $5 million from Ukrainian energy firm, an alleged pay-to-play scheme. So this is sort of, to the extent that they have seen it, we'll see when we see it. This is what we have suspected, investigated, and here seems to be the evidence that, and I believe it was Burisma, Joe Biden's family benefited from a pay-to-play scheme.
The allegation from a credible source that the Department of Justice itself paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for this source, and they get to see this document. Hours later, they come and drop this indictment. Are you kidding me? Like, that's a coincidence? No way. They did this on purpose to smother the idea that Joe Biden has been credibly tied to a bribery scheme, put $10 million into his family's pocket. That should be the headline of the New York Times, but it won't be.
That's huge. By the way, speaking of Joe Biden here's the name of the new book. You have The Puppeteers, the people who control America. June 13th, it's been released. So who is it? Who are the people that
we name the names and we follow the dollars. It's not just the bureaucratic state, but it's people like Brian Deese, Susan Rice, Larry Fink, the State Treasurers Association. I was surprised by that. They control $2.5 trillion. You got to look at what the Department of Justice does to fine companies, but then peel that off and put it in slush funds for their chosen ones. You'll find it in the horror section of your bookstore because it'll scare the living daylights out of you, but there are solutions in it as well.
All right, The Puppeteers. I can't wait to dive in. Jason, thank you so much.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.